6 ways your childhood affects your love styles. Love is a multifaceted and sophisticated emotion that can be shaped by several different aspects of our lives, including the experiences we had as children. Our early experiences mold our views, attitudes, and expectations in romantic partnerships, which ultimately contribute to developing our unique love style. Our capacity to give and accept love is profoundly influenced by our childhood experiences, regardless of whether we were raised in a caring and supportive atmosphere or were subjected to adversity and neglect. The events throughout our formative years lay the groundwork for who we are, how we think, and what we believe. Our upbringing can directly influence how we express romantic affection in some of the most significant ways. A person's love style can be characterized as a particular pattern of behavior relating to how they receive and express love, and it is modeled mainly by a relationship we have with our parents at some point in our lives. Researchers have identified 5 distinct love styles: the controller, the pleaser, the facilitator, and the avoided. The victim love type is the least desirable of the 5. So, without further ado, here are 6 ways our parents shape the way we love. Kindly subscribe to our channel to watch exciting videos like this one. Number 6. Attention that you receive. It is common knowledge that having parents who consistently fail to give us the attention we need can hurt a person's self-esteem and lead to a variety of adverse outcomes. Whether it was because your parents abandoned you, got divorced, or put their professions ahead of their family, you probably thought that no one was there for you as a kid. This might be due to any of these things. Because of this, you were forced to become an adult far too quickly and learn to take care of yourself at a young age. Consequently, it left you with an enormous dread of helplessness, which created your need to control everything, including your relationships all the time. People who gravitate toward this particular approach to romantic relationships are frequently forceful, resolute, and obstinate. They are also known as the controller. Because their parents do not pay enough attention to them, it is difficult for them to rely on the assistance of others, to ask for assistance, and to give up control. Number 5. The autonomy you were given. When our parents behave in a way that is excessively controlling and overprotective of us, it can nurture emotions of shame, self-doubt, and helplessness that many of us will struggle to overcome even as we age. This is true even if our parents act in a way that is not overly controlling or protective. If your parents are overly controlling of your freedom and don't let you have much of a say in how your life is lived, this can cause you to become overly cooperative and passive in your connections with other people. And while there is no doubt that many people would initially welcome this kind of agreeableness, over time, they may become irritated with your lack of decisiveness, autonomy, and initiative. This might give partners the impression that you are not putting as much effort into making the relationship work as they are. Number 4. Their acclaim and acceptance of you. Do you feel your parents were highly critical of you and difficult to please? Did you get the impression that they loved you only when you were successful and that they were upset with you when you were unsuccessful? Children coerced into achieving their parents' expectations to address their emotional needs have a greater propensity to develop an obsessive need to please others beside their parents. A method of romantic interaction that is sometimes referred to as the pleaser. People who, when they were younger, put a lot of effort into trying to obtain their parents' favor often end up developing an unhealthy need for praise and validation as adults. They are prone to becoming weaklings who have difficulties saying no, always put the needs of others above their own, and avoid conflict at all costs, even if it means sacrificing themselves. They tend to battle with emotions of uncertainty and inadequacy, and dread disappointing other people due to this worry. Number 3. The reliability and steadiness of their actions. Do you frequently feel isolated and as though those around you do not understand you? Do you long for an emotional connection, yet find that the people you love the most often fail you? This occurs when you grow up with parents who cannot predict their behavior. They're unsteady, untrustworthy, and all over the place regarding their caring and affection for others. Because your emotional needs are never consistently addressed, it has left you with deep-seated feelings of abandonment, making you sensitive to rejection. They tell you they love you and will be there for you, but they've just broken one promise too many for you to trust them again. Your love style may be known as the facilitator. The concept of the facilitator is romantic and idealistic, but frequently leads to errors. They tend to romanticize the people they care about and hold those relationships to extremely high standards, making it difficult for them to maintain close personal relationships. Because they learned at a young age how painful it is to be let down by the people you love. They expect too much from their relationships and don't offer them any room for mistakes. As a result, their expectations are unreasonable. Number 2, the way they dealt with your emotions. The next type of love style is the avoider, defined by repressed feelings, a strong need for independence, and a dread of intimacy. People who have this kind of love style probably had parents who ignored their emotional needs and discouraged them from expressing their feelings when they were growing up, whether it was because they didn't know how to cope with them or because they mistakenly believed that concealing your feelings would make them go away. Your parents made you believe that being too emotional was a show of weakness and that it's wrong for you to need people and seek comfort from them. This led you to believe that being too emotional was a sign of weakness and that it's improper for you to seek comfort from others. Consequently, you became more self-serious, emotionally distant, and had difficulty opening up to anyone, including the person you love most. Number 1, the difficult situations that you encountered during infancy. The final point I want to make is that having a traumatic experience at a young age, particularly at the hands of your parents, can significantly alter how you view and conduct your adult relationships. This is possibly the most essential point. Growing up in a turbulent home setting or coping with an angry or violent parent might lead to a love style known as the victim. The victim love style can also be learned. You have been slow to trust others and even slower to love due to your terrible experiences when you were younger. Because of the way you were handled, you may battle with emotions of worry, despair, and poor self-esteem. You may have been treated in a submissive, docile, and emotionally damaging manner. Because suffering and bafflement are all these individuals have ever known, they are always sitting on the edge of their seats, waiting for the other shoe to fall. Attachment theory is one of the most significant ways our formative years shape our approach to romantic love. Our first interactions with primary caregivers help form our attachment styles, which influence our relationships as adults. It is more likely that we will establish a secure attachment type as adults if we could form secure attachments as children, meaning that our primary caregivers were consistently attentive and loving toward us. So, this is the end of our video. What do you think about this video? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And kindly subscribe to our channel before you go.